So something that Stephanie and I really want to impart upon this group that's here today is that before really getting into what is the role of coach versus what is the role of administrator, your organization needs to be clear on the terms that we're going to talk about right now. And because if you aren't clear on what these mean, because they are open to interpretation and they're different at each school, then it's going to be really hard to untangle what each of your roles is. It might happen simultaneously in defining the roles as well as these terms, but ensuring that your school ecosystem knows what each of these is and the related terms that inevitably pop up around it is really vital. So we're going to talk about evaluation, supervision, growth, and remediation. Of course, sometimes there's different terms that this go by, but the concept is what you want to certainly be clear on.
When we talk about growth, we're talking about something that is very focused on a teacher's personal reflection. The teacher is identifying the area of focus. It is very, very personal. They are thinking and reflecting on their own skills and areas of growth. This can be grounded in a framework. Often we see schools at CAG, we did this with setting, each teacher would set a SMART goal kind of thing. And we really believe that this is separate from evaluation because as a supervisor, you might see something that a teacher needs to grow in, but they might see something different. Or they might see that sometimes our teachers are harder on themselves than anyone else, right? So they might be looking and thinking, I have 8 different areas that I want to grow in this school year, right? And that personal process of thinking through what those goals are is where the most growth can happen. And this is where coaches come into play the most because for some people, that process is very, very natural. And for others, it is not. And they need that coach alongside them, helping them to really think through their instruction, the learning that's happening in their classroom, the relationships they have with the students. And they need that coach there to help them identify where they want to focus. And then the last one here, remediation. This is very intertwined with evaluation and supervision. And we define this as the supervisor has identified the area of growth and has set the goals for the person. This is often very intertwined with someone's contract renewal. It is meant to promote growth, but it is very explicit coming from that supervision and evaluation standpoint. At CAG, we had a process in place where someone would begin a support plan. And again, those goals and the area of growth are set by the supervisor here instead of by the teacher.